Okay, today we're gonna make some pretzels. So, pretty easy to do. What I have in this bowl right now is 4 cups of bread flour, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of instant yeast, 1 1/4 teaspoons of kosher salt. And then you basically take this and you stir it all up. So make sure it's all nice and combined before we add anything else. And then next we'll be adding 1 cup of whole milk and then 1/2 cup of unfed sourdough starter. So this is the starter that in the previous video I showed you I set aside without feeding it. So I'm gonna go get the milk ready and the starter, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're adding the milk now. I'm gonna add the starter. And this, like I said, this is the unfed starter. And there's a couple ways you can do this. You can use a KitchenAid. I've done it both ways. And personally, even though it's more work, I prefer doing the dough by hand. So we're going to start mixing it in here, and once it's nice and mixed, we're going to move it off the counter and get it finished there. And once it's done, I'll show you what the dough should look like. At first, when you mix everything together and before you get to start kneading the dough, it's going to be very flaky and you're going to feel like something's wrong. It's not. It goes from flaky to this. And once it becomes a little stretchy, all combined, then you know you're on the right track. So just got to work it, get your workout here, so then you can enjoy the pretzel. Okay, so as you can see, it's become all one. It's got a nice stretch to it. So basically now, you just put it in a nice clean bowl, let it sit covered with a damp cloth for about an hour. It needs to be in a warm place, draft free, and after it about doubles in size, then we'll get back to forming the pretzels. So after about an hour and a half, the dough has doubled in size, and now we're about to start making pretzels. Okay, so we got the dough out, getting it ready to form some pretzels. While that gets started there, we are boiling water here, 2 quarts of water, and got the baking soda ready. So once the water is simmering, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of baking soda in there and then let it boil, and then we're going to boil the pretzels. So what I like to do is just basically roll it out, and then we're going to cut off little pieces. And then we're going to start rolling those little pieces out into small thin, and then we can shape them into pretzel shapes, or you can actually do different things. But this is basically a start of it. And just rolling it out, trying to stretch it out a little bit. So we're going to cut a piece. Basically same as we just did, except we're going to get a lot thinner and get ready to make the pretzel. All depends how thin you want it. Obviously, it's how it's going to come out. But keep in mind that once you start boiling them, they will fluff up and be a lot thicker and bigger than what they're going to look like on here. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so I've rolled out some pieces here. These here are going to be little pretzel buns. Round ones, square ones, small ones, one bigger. Basically, it's really easy. You just roll it, just like the big one. And then you just roll it out, and I just stretch it out to get it to look like that. So, now regarding the pretzel, you have many options. One could be your regular old pretzel. which is really easy. And there's a pretzel. You can also make pretzel sticks, so those are the easy. So if you really want to take it easy, just cut these suckers and you got your pretzel sticks. Another one you can do is grab it, hold it, and just do a little twist and have yourself a bigger pretzel stick with a twist. So again, you can be really creative. Another one that you can do, I'm not going to do today, but I'll show you real quick, is a bagel. Those are actually pretty easy too. You just round it, flatten it, punch a hole in it, just like that. Stretch the hole out, and boom, you got a donut shape. So water's boiling. We're going to put the 2 tablespoons of baking soda. And now, wait for it to come back to boil, and the pretzels will be ready to go in. Now the water's ready, pretzels are ready. We got the egg for top of the pretzel after we boil it, before we bake it. And of course we got the salt. And got this ready so that when the pretzels are done, I can enjoy a beer with it. So boiling is really easy. Basically put them in. I only do 2 at a time, unless it's a really big pretzel. Then it's 1, but 45 seconds on one side, flip the pretzel, another minute, and then take it out, and then we'll get some egg on it. So I got the pretzels boiled. These right here, those are gonna go next. Getting some of that egg on there like we talked about. Egg wash. And then we're gonna be sprinkling some salt. And after doing the salt, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the oven. Oven's been preheating. Oven's been preheating to 400, so almost perfect timing. So the pretzels are ready, the oven's ready, and we're gonna go ahead and get those in there. And set the timer for 18 minutes and check on them. At that point they should be done, but if you like yours brown or golden, however you like them, at 18 minutes check them, and you can keep them in there longer if you like. So the pretzels just came out of the oven, and this is the color that I bring them to, and they look pretty good. So time to enjoy a pretzel. Nice and warm, just came out. Some nacho cheese. Got out the beer. And let's taste this sucker.
Can you work on the...
Oh, that's delicious.